How known are you to your prospective customers? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to the office here at the headquarters in Grants Pass, Oregon for another Brian J. Pombo Live. Today I want to talk about being known. It's kind of a very basic idea, but it comes from the concept of being known, liked, and trusted as being kind of the cornerstones of something that you should focus on if you're really wanting to stand out within your marketplace, stand out within your industry, stand out apart from your competition. Known, liked, and trusted. Those are the steps. It starts with being known. And so I wanted to talk about that with you today. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine that's running for political office locally. And this was yesterday. I was having this talk with him, and we were actually listening to somebody else giving him advice who had ran for political office, and everything that she had mentioned had to do with the concept of being known by the right people. Of course, that's what it comes down to. But it occurred to me that it's really across the board. It doesn't matter whether you're running for political office. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to get more customers for your business. It doesn't matter whether you're doing network marketing and you're trying to get people involved in that. It doesn't matter whether you run a nonprofit and you're trying to get people to donate. It all comes down to being known, liked, and trusted. And the toughest thing for people to wrap their mind around is that first step of being known. But it is so important. Politics, it's completely true of. One of the things that people don't take into account over the last major presidential election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is that you had two people that were nominated by their parties. Very clearly, obviously they had some credentials of some sort, but they were largely nominated because they had enormous name recognition. How often do you see two people up against each other who were very well known by the average person, even people who have nothing to do with politics, but their names preceded them? They're known to some extent. They have that name recognition. I think a lot of what allowed Donald Trump to go from someone who had never held political office at all to being the president of the United States came from that name recognition that you just can't throw away. Yeah, you could say that he was on TV and all these other things, but it was the fact that people knew his name that made him stand out. They knew his name, and I bet possibly maybe even more people knew his name than Hillary Clinton. And especially if you talk about the voters, the people that ended up voting across the board. Obviously you deal with the Electoral College and all that, those details. But you can see how this was a way that he could actually run, have all the blunders and everything, all the strange situations that came about during the election, and still rise above it and win. It's that name recognition. The same thing's true of a local political office, but the same thing's true of you if you're trying to get more customers. It all comes back to name recognition, knowing who you are, knowing whether they like you or not, whether they have an opinion or not is the next step. But the concept that they know who you are, that they know you exist, that they know what you have to do with, is a major thing. Take any industry in your local area, whether you're new to that area or not. How many of them can you name someone in that industry? Let's say somebody that installs glass. Who do you think of when you think of somebody that installs glass? Have you had someone install glass for you? I'm talking about windows and so forth, whether it be in a car or your house. Who do you know that is a place that you drive by every day, that you just happen to know the name of the place? Knowing is half the battle. Being known is half the battle. Grant Cardone says, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And I think that's a very truism, is about being known and being that first major step. The best thing about being in a local market, you have less people that need to know you. So it's easier to get to them. You have less avenues to get to them, so you have the ability to get to know them one-on-one. That's if you're dealing with a local market. If you're dealing with a very small niche, a very small industry, that's also a good thing. There's only a few ways that you can get to those people. And the more restrictions you have, it's the better in terms of advertising, marketing, everything else. It's the opposite of the way we think. If you consider everybody your customer, that's tough, because that's more people that have got to get to know you. So these are all just little questions to kind of start you in on your journey. If you'd like to find out more about how this can help you, go to brianjpombo.com, how this would apply directly to your business. You could set up a strategy session with me. If you happen to be in the self-reliance field, go and check out, meaning you've got products and services that help people to become more reliant, go and check out dreambizchat.com. Dreambizchat.com. The link is in the description. I hope you have a great night. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Get out there and let the magic happen.